The promising COVID-19 vaccines use a new technology, mRNA vaccines. How is this different from traditional vaccines? Until November 2020, no mRNA vaccine had ever been approved for use in humans. Until 2020, mRNA vaccines were only considered theoretical. Here are some common terms you are probably hearing on the news. mRNA vaccines contain material from the virus that causes COVID-19. That material gives our cells instructions for how to make a harmless protein that is unique to the COVID-19 virus. After our cells make copies of the protein, they destroy the genetic material from the vaccine. Our bodies recognize that the protein should not be there and build T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes that will remember how to fight the virus that causes COVID-19 in the event we're infected. Ribonucleic acid, RNA, is a multi-part molecule essential in various biological roles. RNA and DNA are both nucleic acids. But unlike DNA, RNA is a single strand folded onto itself, rather than a paired double strand. mRNA or messenger RNA is a single-stranded molecule of RNA that corresponds to the genetic sequence of a gene and is used to make a protein in our body. Cells messenger RNA, or mRNA, to convey genetic information to direct the manufacturing of protein. Many viruses encode their genetic information within RNA genome. mRNA, messenger RNA, vaccine inserts fragments of viral mRNA into human cells. These cells are reprogrammed to produce pathogen antigens. Pathogen antigens stimulate an adaptive immune response against the pathogen. Traditional vaccines and mRNA vaccines use three kinds of cells to fight viruses. Macrophages are white blood cells. They digest germs and dead or dying cells. The macrophages leave behind parts of the invading germs called antigens. The body identifies antigens as dangerous and stimulates antibodies to attack them. B lymphocytes are defensive white blood cells. They produce antibodies that attack the pieces of the virus left behind by the macrophages. T lymphocytes are another type of defensive white blood cell. They attack cells in the body that have already been infected. Some types of immunity responses are mRNA specific. Here are some examples. Cellular immunity is an immune response that doesn't involve antibodies. Cellular immunity is the activation of phagocytes, antigen-specific cytotoxic T lymphocytes, and cytokines in response to an antigen. Cellular immunity is an advantage of RNA vaccines. Humoral immunity is the antibody production and the processes that accompany it. It refers to substances found in the body fluids. Humoral immunity is an advantage of RNA vaccines. Finally, one last term related to how mRNA vaccines are delivered. Lipid nanoparticles are used in the vaccine as a drug delivery vehicle to hold the mRNA molecules. It also aids in the absorption into human cells.